welcome back to our channel. Finally, we registered Hyunsu's birth. We are going to explain why we couldn't register his birth by deadline. Actually, we had to pay a little fine because we couldn't register it by due date.
30 days after he was born.
Yeah, 30 days after he's born. We wanted to do something after registering his birth and getting identity number. We are going to tell you what we did at the end of this video. Okay, so stay tuned.
So while we were at the Jory one, we tried to register his birth online, but then we found out that because we were married after I got pregnant, we had to prove that I was not married to someone else at that time when I got pregnant. So normally in Korea, if this happens to Koreans, they have a registry of all marriages of all people in Korea that they can just go and check to see if there was a previous marriage. But me not being Korean, I had to then get proof from the United States. Now technically when we had to register our marriage, we had already given a document that I had gotten from the embassy, like an affidavit saying that, or swearing that I was not married, but that did not count, and they would not take that as proof of 0 previous marriages. And actually, the rule is quite vague. We could have even been married before getting pregnant, but their rule is any baby born 300 days less than when your marriage was registered, you have to prove this extra step. But it turned out to be quite difficult because the United States does not have a complete registry of everyone's marriages. And the Korean government couldn't really give us a clear answer of what document we needed.
Yeah, we understood that because they can tell every single document from all the other countries, so they didn't have any very clear information what kind of form we need to prepare to prove that.
Yeah, but it was still quite confusing because trying to find information online, there wasn't anything. The only information I could find was getting another affidavit, which that is not what they wanted. They wanted actual proof that I was not previously married. I asked on a Facebook group to try to get information, and the answers that I received from those women were quite wide. So from that group, I got many different answers from women that come from many different countries. Some of them had to get DNA tests. Some of them had to register the birth of their child in their own country first, but no one had a very clear name of a document that I needed to search for. After many phone calls back and forth with the place we needed to register Hyunsu's birth from, we finally got some information that we could just get a document from the county. They would run a search trying to pull a marriage certificate for me, and if it came up blank, they would write up a document saying that they could not find any records of any marriages from the dates that we asked for, which was enough for the Korean government, but in reality it's actually a pretty worthless document because I got it from a county that I've never even lived in. I'm just registered to vote in that county, and it's where my parents live. And in California alone, there's over 50 counties, which I could have been registered, or I could have had a marriage certificate filed in any of those counties or in a completely different state, and it wouldn't have shown up on this document. But in the end, we got the document and it worked.
Yeah.
And it was also very lucky because of COVID. The department was fully booked for weeks. So it could have taken quite a long time, but they emailed me that there was a last minute cancellation that my mom was able to go to. So it still took, she was able to get the information and the document the same day that they went, and then was able to mail it that same day. And then it took about 2 weeks to get here.
Yeah. So that's why we couldn't register his birth by deadline. So we had to wait for getting the document to send to the office. What we wanted to do after registering his birth was to donate regularly for the children in Korea with the Hyunseo's name and Hyunseo's identity number. So that's why we waited for registering his birth. It is a little money, but we decided to donate to Good Neighbor regularly with his name. We really appreciate that he was born healthy. So it is really fortunate to have a healthy baby. We wanted to do something to appreciate it. So we are going to share how Hyunseo grows with this channel. So keep watching future videos in channel.
And now we're preparing to register for an American passport, which is going to be a whole nother process to try to get through.
Yeah. So we are going to make another video if you want to know. Please comment if you also want to know how we register him for USA. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.